We were just interviewed by Keith Andrew. We have lots of fun. It was really great, and it was a pleasure to do an interview with my son. So thanks, Keith, for that great opportunity.
Today on the KeithAndrewNetWork is episode 776. That's right, 776 of the KeithAndrewNetWork. I'm here with Larz and Sacha Kaluri. It's a real honor, privilege, have you guys on the show, and let's get to it. Night, the first question I want to ask you is, who influenced you to become a professional actor, and how many years have you been acting?
Well, to be honest, I don't really act like in special performances or stuff like that. Like, I don't like leave school and come back like later. But what I do is that I what influenced me to become an actor was just to be creative and to be like very out there and to just follow your passions and do what I wanted to do with my life.
No, absolutely. For speaking out of experience, you should never do anything half-ass. If you're very passionate about doing something, and your mom would agree, do and give nothing but 110%. Because
Yeah.
if you're not very passionate about it, then you present yourself as an like yes, you're presentable, but at the same time you show everyone that you don't have the I don't care attitude. I'm just here, just to kill time. But whatever you do, always put 110% into it. And that leaves a great, perfect example, leaves a great impression on people. And always, for an example, let's say we did like an acted role and you gave 110%, I would say, he came in, he was friendly, full of energy, very respectful. I can count on this person to do anything. And the same thing with your mom, very respectful as he was, since he was on my show before. Thank you for joining us once again. Very respectful, upbeat, full of energy. But you want to leave that impression on someone to say, you know what, we have this opening, we need someone to fill it, and automatically they will pick you because you left that impression onto them.
Yeah. Well, from when he was a little kid, he always wanted to be an actor. Like, I can't remember him not wanting to be an actor or not doing acting. I think from a little kid, he was doing voices and always watching movies. His first movie that he ever watched was Ratatouille, and then he would straight away, from like two or three, start acting it out.
Oh, that's
And
really cool.
so
you
it was
know
almost like it's always been an automatic thing. And now he's getting older and then having his own YouTube channel and being able to express himself in his own creative way and coming up with different ideas and making things has been really good for his own creativity.
no, absolutely. It's perfect, to find something, and that's something they don't teach you in schools. You need to find something that you want to do for the rest of your life. As one of the famous actors, did you guys ever see a Police Academy?
Oh, that's an old movie. Oh, I've seen it. I don't know if he's seen it actually. What
I
is it
would,
called? Police
oh,
Academy. No, never heard of it.
when we're done, I would definitely send you the best Mike Winslow. He's the best person out of the whole movie. He does sound effects, and Mike Winslow encourages people to make sounds. If you, he does the helicopter. He does like the gun shooting. He's very funny. He's the best part of the whole movie. I would only see the movie just because of him, but he encourages people to say if you have a passion to make sounds, sound effects, you should follow your passions because no one wants to do a 9 to 5 job and be miserable at the end of the day. You want to do what you want to do and what makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. And
And
especially young people starting their careers, I think that you've got to start from the point of where you love it and then allow your career to take you into different directions.
no, I agree with you 100%. And now the next one I want to ask you is, who was that very first person that influenced you to become an actor? For me, you know, um, I watch shows like Bewitch, I Dream of Jeannie. Um, those were when I was your age, was. But when I was older, I watched, Suits, because I've seen Suits. I'm like, you know what? I want to be like Mike Ross. I want to be like Harvey Specter. Season 1 to season 4, very good. After that, if USA Network doesn't know how to end shows, so the show kind of drifts off. But I would recommend Suits. It's a great show, and Breaking Bad for that matter. But you
Well,
know,
he's definitely a little bit too young for Breaking Bad.
right. I'll put that on the back burner. But
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I had Bewitched, I Dream of Jeannie. When I was older, it was Suits. And by the way, it's PG for anyone who wants to watch Suits.
I used
And
to watch Genie too, actually.
oh, you seen it?
Yeah, I used to watch that one. That was my like after school shows.
I loved Harvey Specter. I always wanted to have a boss like that. But the point I'm trying to make is, what was the actress or actor that you saw and said, you know what? I want to mirror myself after that person. And that question's for both of you.
I'd say that the very first actor that influenced me was actually Johnny Depp. I saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and I was like, yeah, that's exactly who I want to be. I want to be the funny guy that everyone's like, oh hey, it's the Night Studios. He's in that movie, and he's so funny. That's what I want people to think of me when they hear my name or something.
Mm. And the other guy was Jim.
And Jim Carrey.
Jim
Carrey.
They were his two favorites.
No, absolutely. They're actually really funny. Jim Carrey actually started out as a stand-up comedian on Saturday Night Live.
Oh.
It's funny. All of them, most of them, for the most part, came from Saturday Night Live. Adam Sandler, Jim Carrey, George Carlin. He did, stand-up. There's so many great people. And so the next question. Oh, go ahead.
Tina Fey.
No, absolutely. Tina Fey. That's another great one. But the next one I want to ask you is, are you an X-Men fan? And would you prefer to have Hugh Jackman or Russell Crowe? And before you answer, Russell Crowe was supposed to be Wolverine, but he turned it down and gave it to Hugh Jackman. Now, if you were in that spot, would you want to have a newcomer that no one knows anything about, or would you like to have Russell Crowe?
Well, I don't know. I don't watch X-Men, but maybe when I was younger, maybe. But I don't. I'm not really into that little bit stuff. And I don't know. I don't know Russell Crowe, but I know Hugh Jackman. So I would say if I had that position where I wanted to do the role and Hugh Jackman came and took that, I would. It's a hard decision because Hugh Jackman is a great actor, and then also I want to pursue my dream in becoming an actor. So I'd probably say no. Not to be selfish because of Hugh Jackman, but maybe because I just like to have a chance. But I just want to. Maybe Hugh Jackman might understand. If Hugh Jackman listens to this, I'm sorry if you get offended by this.
Well, Russell Crowe is another Australian actor.
Oh, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, he's like one of the great. Yeah, he was in Gladiator.
Oh, in Gladiator.
Yeah.
All right.
So he's like Russell Crowe and Hugh Jackman are both at that same kind of level. But he has. So I think that he probably doesn't know Russell Crowe because he hasn't really been in any kids' movies. He's really been more in adult movies. But you have seen Gladiator, haven't you?
No.
Oh, well, I think you've seen it on. Yeah.
Well, while on the subject, Gladiator is one of his greatest movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is it on Netflix?
I don't think it is, but I haven't checked recently, but it should be there. I know it's on iTunes.
Well, actually, the other one I was talking about it with him the other day and didn't get to say the whole thing is A Beautiful Mind would have to be one of my all-time favourites of that. And I think that you should really watch it because it's got some stuff in it that you would like.
All right. I'll check that out.
It's funny because we're also going to do a special performance live on the Keith Andrew Network, which is going to be a human pyramid challenge. I actually came up with the challenge because I've been actually just throwing it out there, been struggling to interact with my audience. I interviewed wrestlers, actors, actresses, models, CEOs, and I'm thinking maybe if I do some challenges, we'll get more people interested. And I was thinking, all right, people like Dumbo, people like Jumbo Buck. And if you're interested, maybe you can help me with both of those. I have I have the Dumbo challenge, I have the Jumbo Book challenge, I have the Pyramid challenge. So I trying to grow the Keith Andrew Network in so many different ways. I don't want people to think, oh, you're the guy who has a talk show about disabilities. I was like, well, yeah, obviously, but I'm showing you there's different aspects of the channel. It's like, hey, if you don't like listening about actors or actresses, then maybe you would find these wrestling interviews interesting. If you don't like wrestling, that's completely fine. Maybe you would find these voiceover challenges pretty interesting.
What's the voiceover challenges? I'm kind of interested in that. The voiceover challenges.
All right, so pretty much for the voiceover challenge, and we'll plug for it, is as people know, I'm a big fan of Dumbo and Jumbo Buck. And everyone always has this imagination of saying, what if I directed it this way? And what if people said, well, I always want to try out for it. So pretty much I would give you the lines, you would be that character, and I would match them up with 7 other people, and I would put it as a scene. So it will be like a fan-made parody of a video, but this is our take on it. So like for an example, you would be perfect as the ringmaster. So you would do just the ringmaster parts. And then your mom would be somebody else in the film. But you wouldn't know it's a fan-made parody. You would just see it as a fan-made film, if that makes any sense.
Okay, we're up for it.
And what also you get out of it, it's also you get voiceover, which I would say training and more practice. The more practice that you will have in being in front of the camera, you build up that confidence to say, for an example, if you walk into an audition and someone said, did you ever do any voiceovers? You can snap your fingers and be, absolutely. My friend Keith and I, we do that every time. We do that every day. It's a lot of fun. And when you get excited about that and show your energy in the face, then they say, okay, can you give us an example? And you're like, okay, perfect. Other people, when they go to an audition, you're like, oh, can you do, I don't know, like a certain act? They kind of have like a deer in the headlights expression. But the more that you feel comfortable doing something, the more you can be spontaneous, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the next thing we're going to do is take a quick commercial break. When we come back, I'm going to pass the show over to you for the last 5 minutes. And then with the remaining time, we're going to do a special performance on the Keith Andrew Network when we come back.
Hi, it's Mimi Chen.
Hi, my name is Ellen George.
It's Shauna Talk.
Hey guys, I'm Anastasia Edwards.
Hi, this is Jackie Nunez.
Hi, I'm Millie Rose Bear.
Hey guys, I'm Alexandria Denise, and you're watching Keith Andrew's show. He's doing a terrific job. Make sure you like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more awesomeness.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Keith Andrew Network. Now, as we were talking off the air, you mentioned you are an up-and-coming YouTube sensation, and you would love to become a YouTube sensation. And I could see great things coming from you on your YouTube. And what can you tell us about your YouTube channel?
So what I can tell is that it kind of all started, really started, of June, July last year. So what happened is that I was in this confusion, I could guess, this bubble of confusion, and that I couldn't figure out what I could do for stop motion animations and stuff like that I could post up on my YouTube channel. I was just very confused at the time, and I didn't know what to do. So what I did is that I just kind of stopped. Like, I guess you would say that I didn't post a lot, but I was scrolling on my recommended, and this person pops up. He's called Knockeye, and he does crazy, scary Woody the doll videos from Toy Story. He has this Woody doll, and he pretends it's alive, and he just really does scary stuff with it. And so I'm like, okay, well, he's doing a live stream, and it just pops up on my recommended, and so I'm like, I'd say this guy's pretty nuts because I've checked him out before. I think he's like crazy. I think he is somewhat like a lunatic. So I'm like, okay, I'll see if he's crazy on a live stream or more realistic. So I go into the live stream and we talk on the chat, and I find that he's doing filmmaking courses. Now, I wanted to be an actor at this time as well. So I was like, I'll check this out. So next morning, I woke up around about 1:30 in the morning. I was late to the first stream, but I was there. He did it on a live stream, so we'd chat in the chat box, and he would be on the screen telling us what to do. We'd have a time limit on what we could do, and it was a competition, so you had to submit the video, and once you submitted it, you get a free discount on joining his, what I remember it was called Summer Crash Course, which was a big filmmaking course that he did. So
Now, just to make it aware, this guy's in LA and we're in Australia, so that was why he was waking up at 1 o'clock in the morning to do his course.
yeah. So I really wanted to do that course, and I really wanted to win so I could do that. Unfortunately, I didn't, and the winner belonged to a guy named Fred2157, who was going to yet be my new best friend on YouTube. I didn't know this at the time, thought it was just some random guy. He came up with a video of it, and I didn't win, but I was like, you know what, I'm still going to try. So Mum spent $800 on this course, and I woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning again to join this WebEx meeting. So I clicked on the link, and I went to this meeting. The first thing I saw was Fred. Now, I thought this kid was like a young kid. I saw him. He was on his phone waiting. And I was sitting there on my chair looking at the screen, like awkwardly pacing around and waiting for Joey. That's his real name. He came on. We all said hi. I was a bit nervous at first because I'd met these people before in real life, but I realized something that night. When I was trying to fall asleep, I fell asleep at 11:40 a.m. PM, sorry. I fell asleep at around about then, but when I was falling asleep, I was just thinking, like, how many people are going to be there? Is there going to be like 50 people there, like, joining this course? Is there going to be everyone joining this course? But then when I realized that people are not spending $300 on a course, I'm like, well, it's just me and this guy, Fred. And Fred's from England, so it's a bit different. So time zones are pretty difficult. So the goal for the course was to make a video collaborating all together. It was a 1-week course. I completed the course, and we uploaded a video to YouTube called Toys Are Alive Confirmed. Now, the backstory behind this was he was going to use his Woody doll. Joey was going to use his Woody doll. Fred was going to use his other character called Mr. Bear, which is an evil bear. But I was very confused. I didn't know what to do. I had no idea what I was going to do. I was in confusion once again. Then we started talking about Goosebumps, the book series. And so then I'm like, hey, I have a Slappy the Dummy doll. And then he's like, oh, you should bring it out. Maybe use it for the video. But I was kind of stuck between my Toy Story collection Woody, using that, and Woody having a battle on with the other Woody in LA, and Mr. Bear being like the referee or something. But it was obviously not going to turn out like that. So I used Slappy, and we uploaded the video to YouTube on a Premiere video, and we uploaded it live chat. I remember we were on the next computer next to us, and I was like, "Mum, Dad, come!" And then I called my brother as well, and we watched the video, and it was very good, and I enjoyed making it. And the story is that our toys had taken over the call, and that we just like left it, and we glitched out, and the toys separately haunted us. And so that video now has got I think 11,000 views, so that's pretty good. And so I was proud, and I started my own series with Slappy. So I continued on from that and used it as a guide for my new series called Slappy Returns. And so me, Mum, and my brother, we made Slappy Returns episode 1, and I'd say it's got 164 views now. So it's very good. And I uploaded episode 2. That was really good. And the story is that every episode, Slappy would just take and kill one family member after the other. So I just thought, wow, I'm doing really good. All of this because of my friend Joey and my friend Fred.
And honestly, Keith, it's been amazing because he got to do these courses in LA with Joey, who was running these courses. And when Larz, first met him, he thought, he's out of control and he's freaky and he's doing all these toy videos, but he's such a professional, cool guy that has such a great presence online and just works so well teaching young people.
Now, it's the last couple of minutes. We're going to do the special performance when we come back.